To get a better understanding, along with some historical perspective surrounding this moment, we wanted to talk with someone who's experienced the darkness firsthand. George Takei went from being in an internment camp as a child to a star Hollywood actor. I recently talked with him about his life experience and his thoughts on how to stop the rise in hate against the AAPI community. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's just start out with, it's a one-year anniversary to the day of this, the spa shooting that we saw in Atlanta. And I'm just curious why you think it is that we're seeing this uptick in this Asian American hate.
Well, the current one is prompted by a president who continued to refer to the coronavirus as the Chinese flu, or Kung flu, or Wuhan flu. It was a racist labeling done irresponsibly, recklessly by a president of the United States. But throughout our history, we've had the failure of political leadership that resulted in enormous suffering by Asian Americans.
Do you feel that people are doing a good job of being allies with Asian Americans who experience hate, or do you feel that there's a lot more still that needs to be done?
The people that are speaking up are as diverse as America. I was involved in the civil rights campaign back in the 50s and 60s. I am an Asian, and I met Dr. King and shook hands with him. I met Eleanor Roosevelt as well. But, you know, because we're a smaller minority and a growing one, it's easy to stereotype by this constant repetition of the old stereotypes.
And let's talk about particularly, I mean, America's had a number of dark spots in our history, but Japanese American internment camps and 120,000 Americans during World War II. You experienced that firsthand. Kind of give us a sense of your experience.
Well, I was 5 years old when two soldiers carrying rifles with shiny bayonets on them stomped up to our front porch and with their fists began banging on the door. This is still a little known story of American history. We were forced out of our home on Garnet Street in Los Angeles, taken from a two-bedroom home, first to the stables, horse stables of Santa Anita Racetrack, because the camps were being built. This was because of another president of the United States, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, a great president during the 30s, who said to America, "We have nothing to fear but fear itself." But when Pearl Harbor was bombed, that was a sneak attack. He became fearful and signed Executive Order 9066. We have a history, both from the top of the country, the presidency, as well as the yahoos who are ignorant and racist. Like all immigrants, they aspired to a new life, building a place for themselves in America, and someday aspiring to become naturalized citizens. Every immigrant coming to the United States could aspire to that, except immigrants coming from Asia. They were denied naturalized citizenship simply because of their race. And so from the moment that Asian immigrants stepped on the soil of the United States, the kind of hate and discrimination that we are still experiencing today began.
And explain, as we talk about that, the idea of perpetual foreignness, what that is, and if you feel like you still experience that today.
Well, I'm a third generation. My grandparents came. And the thing is, there are immigrants from all races coming to America. The third generation, or fourth generation, or fifth generation are not considered foreigners, except people who look like this. And again, it's the problem of the white people, the majority, that continue to, because they see Asian immigrants coming, speaking with accents, having strange cultural customs, many generations are still saddled with that perception that we are foreigners. We have Italians coming. We have Irish people coming. They speak with accents, but Italian Americans and Irish Americans are not considered forever foreigners. It's the media's challenge to get that right.
What do you credit your own personal progress and success to, you know, emerging from some of the darkest aspects of American history to going on to Hollywood and Star Trek fame?
I served with them for a long time. I owe them my life.
In your 60s, you came out as gay. In your 80s, still having this flourishing career and respect.
Oh, my.
What would you say also to somebody who's experiencing their own oppression and struggling to feel like, hey, I matter too?
I'm a grandson of immigrants. They were farmers. They took scrap land, considered totally useless land in the Sacramento Delta, and they transformed it. So immigrants have been making something of themselves. We would like the media to see the totality of us, Americans, and not saying Asian Americans and immediately picturing ourselves as immigrants speaking with accents and struggling with American culture. We are Americans.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.